Hi friends, today we are going to make our very own ukuleles. So I hope you're ready to have fun. Let's get started. For this project, you're going to need a ukulele kit, some wood glue, gesso, acrylic paints, a paintbrush, some popsicle sticks, or just one, and some rubber bands. So to get started, I'm going to first attach the body of my ukulele to the neck, which is what I'm holding in my hands right now. And I'm going to use two small wooden dowels that can be found in your ukulele kit. Now, one thing that I've found is really important to do is test fit these little dowels into the pre-drilled holes. In some of the kits I've found that it can be a little bit of a tight fit, so you may need to sand down those dowels to make sure that they fit comfortably. To attach them, I'm going to use that popsicle stick to apply a thin layer of wood glue at my connection points. And I'm going to put that around the dowel, place those dowels into the holes of the neck. Make sure you press firmly down on those dowels to ensure that they're as far down as they need to be. You don't want to have space in between the neck and the body. So I've put glue on those dowels again, and now I'm going to press firmly against the neck and the body to make sure they are flush and level with each other. So you don't want the neck to be a little bit crooked. You're going to set it flat and leave it overnight to dry. The next step is to paint 1 to 2 layers of gesso everywhere but those holes in the tuning pegs and the top of the neck. After I've put my gesso down, I'm going to use my background color and paint 1 or 2 layers of acrylic paint on there. After that is dried, I'm going to begin laying down base colors for my design. So for this project, I decided to make an owl. And after I put those first colors down, I just realized it wasn't enough contrast, so I went in to build up layers to create the texture and the colors that I'm going for. I even used the gesso to just kind of help define, make some stars in there. Owls like to hang out at night, so it seemed very fitting. After I had the white, it really helps that purple pop out as well. And one thing to keep in mind is to avoid thick clumps of paint or heavy brush strokes. If you get some of those, which is very normal, just use your brush and smooth those out. You want to have a nice flat surface for attaching the bridge, which we'll get to later. So now we're going to put the fretboard, which is what I'm holding and putting wood glue on, onto the neck, which is where I just put those rubber bands on it. So I like to put the rubber bands around the neck first, and then I'm going to line the nut, which is that little white plastic piece that goes on top of the fretboard. I'm going to line that up where the angle breaks at the neck. And then I'm going to put the fretboard flush with the nut. I'll use rubber bands to secure that overnight and let it dry. The next step is to measure where your bridge goes. So it's 14.96 inches from the bottom of the nut to the bridge, which is what I'm putting onto the ukulele now. After I've put it in place, I want to remeasure, just make sure everything looks good. You want that bridge to also be centered in the body of your ukulele. After I've put a little bit of wood glue on the back of that, I'm going to secure it in place with my drill and some screws. And then I'm going to place the saddle, which is that long white bar, right into the groove of that bridge. The next step is attaching my tuners. So I'm going to place the plastic caps in the tuning peg holes, and then I'm going to feed the tuning pegs in from the back through those holes. Keep in mind you want the cogs or those little wheels to be underneath the posts, and you're going to use a drill to secure the tuning pegs to the headstock of your ukulele. There is a specific order that there are left tuning pegs and right tuning pegs, so make sure to pay attention to that cog in the post. Now we're going to string our ukulele. So the first step in that is organizing your strings from thickest to thinnest. And then I'm going to use a figure 8 knot to secure each string as I feed it through the bridge and connect it to the top of the tuning pegs. The string to the furthest left will go to the bottom left tuning peg, and then you're going to work clockwise around the tuning pegs as you travel from left to right or from top to bottom with your strings. Now, for the strings, you're going to have a thickest, and then you're going to work all the way down to the thinnest. What I like to do is make sure I lay them out clearly so I know the order, because it's very important as you string that the top string or the left string is the thinnest, and then you're going to travel down to the thickest, then the second thickest, then the third thickest. And the last step is feeding them through those tuning pegs, and you want to turn it so that the string is going on the outside of the piece and feeds down without being interrupted right on the inside. Then you're going to tune it to G, C, E, and A. And there's your ukulele. I hope you had as much fun making your ukulele as I did. And if you did do this kit, post some pictures of it and tag the AHA School. Thank you for your support, and be sure to check back at our website for more AHA to go kits. It's aha.org, AHHAA.org. See you next time.